In an attempt of goodwill, I made my last video explaining the neuroscience of why it became popular. But now, I cannot hold it in anymore! I hate this series so much! I hate Sung Jin-woo so much! I am the person who changed his bio on my anime list. I hate him that much. It's such a pathetic series, and I want to talk about why, because I cannot hold it in anymore, and I need the world to hear my complaining. I had my friends tell me, dude, Solo Leveling is so good, I've read it like twice, 3 times, and these are people who I've talked to who actually have taste in the stuff they read and watch. So I thought, man, I've heard so much about this, it's gotta be amazing. So I pick it up and read it, and whoa, it's amazing. I love the intro, it's one of my favourite intros ever. Like, I say that unironically, and I'm dead serious. It was so hooking. And then I read more of it, and I'm like, damn, this is pretty good, it's building up to something. Wrong! It doesn't! Everything before Egris can stand as tolerable. If you have in the mindset that this is going to be amazing, it's going to be this great thing everyone's hyping it up to be. When I got to the start of Season 2 in the anime, which is coincidentally the point in the manhwa where I realized, hold on, there's a bit of glazing happening here. Lo and behold, that is all it became. There is nothing here. Nothing at all. I was let down so many times. I'm like, man, this would be so much cooler if I weren't glazing Jin-woo every second. And that's all that happens. Time and time again. It does not stop. I got put to the Jeju Island raid, and I'm like, damn, that was kind of underwhelming. But Season 2, let's go! Let's start Season 2! And I got to Season 2, and very quickly I realized, we do not have the time to do anything anymore. Everything. We have squandered all potential. It is now just exactly what it is. And I was struggling to even read 2 panels. I'm not even kidding. I would put it down for months. It was horrible. And do not get me started on the fans. They are the most brain-dead individuals I have ever witnessed. Oh yeah, Sung Jin-woo can beat him in a fight. Oh yeah, Sung Jin-woo. It's an OP manhwa MC. He can beat everyone. Of course he can. The only character who can beat him is Giorno Giovanna. I have done the math. Manhwa MC's power scaling can be summed to, actually, I claim omnipotence before you, so therefore I win. And like, what's the glazing for this guy? There's nothing he does. He doesn't stand for anything. I'm going to address the actual character sins right now, because I need to talk about writing, because I am very, very passionate about writing. Sung Jin-woo obviously starts off with the, everyone thinks I'm so weak, I need to prove myself. And that's a good basis. You can start something from that. That is a great basis. But time and time again, this is not built upon. There is one time this is brought up, and it's like once he fights Kang Tae-shik. For those who forgot who that is the person, the rogue hunter who attacked him in the cave. He addresses that the system is making him more numb to these acts of violence. It's taking away his personality. When I read that in the manhwa, I'm like, oh yeah! Personality! Story! Let's go! That never came up again. You would think this was a giant revelation or a giant issue about someone losing their humanity. This is about someone who wanted to be someone, and the system is taking that away from him, making him be something that he isn't. You'd think that'd be crazy interesting. But you know, no, all we got is good animation and aura farming. But back to why everyone loves it in the first place. The whole aura farming, easy watch thing. Easy watch is such an insult. If I call something an easy watch, I am making fun of it. This show should not be praised for being an easy watch. How can you, in your right mind, insert yourself into Sung Jin-woo's shoes without feeling like a greasy slime ball? Okay, story time. I used to hate Jujutsu Kaisen. I hated it. I thought it was just another run-of-the-mill, boring shonen. And then I wanted to make a video on it, but I wanted to be accurate to why I hated it. So I rewatched it and took notes on the things that it did well and didn't, because I wanted to give a fair analysis. And guess what? It's amazing! It actually does things really well. Its introductory episode ticks all the boxes. It's all good. The only criticism I gave it was Yuji didn't exactly have a very strong foundation to follow his grandfather's words. But other than that, it was really good. Minus Girl of Steel. That episode was ass. But everything that comes after is either alright, attempting to do something, but tiny failure. It's just ambitious. It wants to do something. It wants to go somewhere, and it's fun to watch. I love Yuji. He's one of my favorite characters. But Jin-woo? Jinwoo! Jin who? Who is that? An idiot! A loser! What does he do? So when I watched Solo Leveling again, I was sitting down. Watch again, I mean, I read it, I hated it, and I decided to watch it to give a review I made on the psychology. Great video, by the way. I sat down to watch it, and I was excited. I'm like, wait a minute, am I just going to accept it for what it is and just enjoy it like everyone else? Well, it was like that for about 3 episodes. 3 episodes. I was back in the magic of Solo Leveling, and then all that I held before thinking that pre-Igris was good just got shoved in the gutter. Because then I realized, oh wait a minute, the glazing starts as soon as he exits his first dungeon. As soon as it exits, he takes down a D rank enemy as an E rank. Holy crap, who did that? He must be so powerful. Are you... Oh, we're just starting! So, back to why people self-insert into this character. Why? Why? What is there to self-insert with? How can you not feel like you're a disgusting human being for putting yourself in his shoes and going, "Frick yeah! Take that, idiot! I'm better than you!" There is no... Anyone with a sense of shame would hate themselves for feeling that way. And I feel that way every single time I tried to put myself in his shoes. I'm like, I feel disgusting. I feel disgusting doing this. I could be so much better, and here I am cheering for some guy bullying people on the side. I remembered something. Jinwoo is praised for being this good guy, right? He claims the powers of necromancy, right? There's this one dude when the Red Gate who's like, Songjin, whoa! Yo, kill yo! And Sung Jinwoo kills him, steals his soul, and transforms him into his Shadow Soldier. Now, I can't... is the Shadow's name... Iron? I think it's Iron. He stole his soul! He denied him eternal rest! For slavery! This is not good! This is not a hero! This is a villain! And I don't know if they did it in the anime, but if in the manhwa, I remember them saying, oh no, Min Byung-gu, that guy, the healer guy who died, that he doesn't want to be a soldier, he wants to rest or something. I can't remember. Either way, he stole his soul! If you haven't yet read it, or you've watched it and hated it, let me tell you what happens in Season 3 and 4. There will be 4 seasons. Nothing! By nothing, I will list all points right here. Consider yourself warned for spoilers, although I doubt you'll be impressed anyway. So, he uncovers the truth of the system. Okay? It's a godly power. Of course it is, manhwa. The monarchs are the new enemy. They are like, basically gods. They kill Dosok? What's his name again? Gogun Hee, I'm sorry. They have a funeral for him. He fights the monarchs. He tries to recruit this dragon to fight the monarchs. Then he fights the monarchs. Dies. You have no idea how much I was cheering when he died. I was praying that he would get killed or that he would lose a fight. Oh, before this, by the way, Thomas Andre shows up and is just tries to kill Jinho for the event that happened like ages ago in Season 1. Where the other hunters died and Dark Arya played, you know. This is gonna comfort me. That scene. This is a national level hunter. Jinwoo destroys him in seconds. No scratch on his body. And I want to point out why this is a sin. His power scaling has not been leveled. We have not seen an accurate level of his power, and now, all of a sudden, he can defeat national level hunters in no time. But he takes down Thomas Andre, he fights the monarchs, dies, comes back, fights the dragon monarch who came out of nowhere. This is the big villain, by the way. He comes out of nowhere. There's little to no build-up. Unlocks the entirety of the Shadow Monarch's powers, basically completing the system. Kills him, and then does these... Oh, by the way, he has a date with Shahayan. Kills him. Then he does the stupidest thing imaginable. There's this thing, right, that can reverse time. You can see where I'm going. He goes, oh no, too many people died. This is not good. I need to change this. So he goes back in time, fights the monarchs for like 27 years, reincarnated in the same world. Nobody has any hunter powers. It's all gone. Except him. As a 14-year-old in high school, screaming self-insert. Holy moly. Holy cow. So he goes about it, meets Jinna, I guess. I read the extra chapters, hoping that it would shed some light on any kind of character things that we forgot to cover up. No, it's a prelude to Ragnarok. I don't care about Ragnarok. I don't care about Sang Soo Ho. Another thing about the extra chapters I forgot to mention is that, what's her name? Juhi? Juhi. He meets Juhi in the extra chapters. Everyone's memory's been erased, so no one remembers him. No one knows what's happened. He just walks on by. He just walks on by. He doesn't even say thank you, even ominously just saying thank you. And she goes, who was that? He was hot. Of course she would. Not even that. This is a colleague, a friend, someone who supported you off screen, by the way. Is like, oh, Jinwoo, I hope he does well. Ignored. Solo leveling not having any real characters is a common criticism you've already heard before, so I won't bring it up again. Other than the fact that it is so easy to write an interesting character. Like, it does not take a lot of time. It's just goal, motivation, how does that cross with the main character, how does the world change, how do they change because of said interaction. That's it, and then you write that in the story. And that is already leagues ahead of what solo leveling is doing. Alright, let's give one. Let's actually improve solo leveling, instead of just talking about it. So, let's start with Jinha, because she's pretty important, you know, she's part of the family. Jinha, let's just say, she misses her brother. She misses her brother. She wants her family to be whole again. She stresses about work, and she doesn't do work. She stresses about school, and she's always worried for her brother's safety. Let's just have that be her fear. So Jinwoo, almost getting himself killed all the time, always being out, she's gonna get worried. She feels like her family's not fully together. Now, Jinwoo can be like, I'm not being there as a brother. I need to help her. I need to support her. And then maybe he can, like, sideline some gigs to support his family. Going back to the family, let's put some importance on that. Why don't we talk about what their mother means to them? The life they had before she got sick. Let's introduce some scenes in that. We've already started. Let's do some more. In between gigs. That's as easy as it can be. Or just as a motivation when Jinwoo's about to die. Let's do that. And let's go to Chaehyun real quick, because she's kinda, I don't know, important. I know it's already been made fun of. She sniffs him and falls in love with him. It's pathetic, but it's funny, I guess. Or, you know, really empowering if you're a loser! Let's say she has some family troubles on her end about wanting to be strong, to prove herself, that she's different from the other hunters, that she's not always fitting in. But let's just say, Jinwoo being different makes her feel accepted. You know, we're already getting somewhere. And I haven't written any of this down, this is coming off the top of my head. I know this isn't fully fleshed out, but it's the start of something. And heck, if I had the effort, I would write it out, and I probably will in a future video. And do you want to know the greatest thing for the solo leveling fans? None of this takes away from your power trip fantasy. Going back to power trip fantasies, how do we fix that? We give him responsibilities of being the strongest. He can no longer manage his family life with his work life all the time because he's lumped with responsibilities. Show him under stress. Show him panicking, or at least indecisive. Hell, this is going to sound crazy, but make him make a mistake. Have him be a little mentally slow on making a decision that puts someone in a lot of danger. And make it Chaehyun. Make it Chaehyun. And she gets hurt, and he needs to take her to the hospital. He's like, damn, I'm not strong enough, and he lumps that stress on himself that he's still not better. And then we can uncover some true hidden psychology that he's just really insecure about how he feels about himself, that he's not the best. Now, a lot of what I've said, we need to rewrite the whole series and change some things around, but it's less of an effort to rewrite it than to reread it. Holy crap, I never want to read this again. Now, I would not be nearly as mad as I am if this series was not as popular as it was. This series has been popular since the web novel, and it has received the best adaptations ever. This utter slop, low effort, poor design, everything about it sucks, and it has received the best treatment there is. It has gotten one of the best manhwa adaptations of all time. It has gotten a stellar anime adaptation, which manhwa fans still complain about because apparently they've missed out on some things. A very common thing I hear about this series is it doesn't do everything, but what it does do, it does really well. Okay, list me then. List me what it does really well. Oh, the fight scenes? Oh, you mean boring? Oh, you mean Sung Jin-woo always wins, stabs the eye, flat environment, little to no stakes? That's the amazing part? Oh, the animation? That's the delivery. That's the studio's delivery. That's nothing. If you want good animation, watch fan animations on YouTube. Funny enough, they're actually better because I can see what's happening. I can't see what's happening in this fight. Like, almost 30 million views, by the way, this Beru fight. I can't tell what's happening. And anyway, Jujutsu Kaisen did it better. No, seriously, list me what this series does so well that makes you so enthralled and that you defend it with that statement. Because I can assure you, they cannot answer. They will not be able to answer. And if they say power fantasy, laugh at them. Laugh at them. That is not something to praise. Back to the fans, because they are the real reason I hate this series. There are genuinely people who think this is amazing. Look at the Tapaz comments. Look at these things. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. This is the best. What are you talking about? Did we read the same series? No, we didn't, because what is this? And Tapaz is not just some kind of 6-year-olds can log on. No, you need to pay to read these chapters. You need to do things to read these chapters. These are probably late teenagers, adults. This is unhealthy. This is an unhealthy wish fulfillment fantasy thing that we should not be promoting. This is why there's kids in the first place rolling with their hands in their pockets, hood on, going, "Ugh, everybody hates me. Ugh, I'll show them. I'll show them all." Get a life. Watch Vinland Saga, that might improve you. I do not give a damn what age you are. You should not be consuming slop that indulges in fantasies that are unhealthy for your mindset. Nobody likes Jinwoo if he was real. He is rude, he is mean, he is unkind, he forgets his family. Do not be like him! But in case you're wondering, I did make a video on how to be like Sung Jin-woo. For those people who were interested, I think you should check it out. Oh, get this. One thing I hate, another thing I hate about its fans, is this one comment I saw. I cannot remember. It's either a Reddit comment or a YouTube comment, and it's just hating solo leveling is like a trend. You're just hating it because it's popular. No! I'm hating it because it sucks! What are you talking about? It gave me promises, kicked me, and did it again! The only reason I hate it for its popularity is because it shouldn't be popular! That's why I hate it, and that's why we all hate it! I have officially run out of things to say. Or at least, for the time being. If you have gotten this far, thank you. My voice is sore. Will I be complaining about solo leveling again? Probably not. If I make a follow-up video, it will be trying to improve solo leveling. If I do come back and survive the editing process of this video, I will probably make a video on how I would fix solo leveling. And with creator intentions included, I'm not someone who tries to rewrite the whole thing to my tastes. Picking up where it falls short, fixing some things. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me ramble and being negative. Alright, thanks. See ya.